Aloha, everybody. Maria Benardis here. And for those that don't know who I am, I'm a health and wellness coach. I'm also a Gourmand Award winning cookbook author, motivational speaker. And I was very blessed in 2023 to be voted number one on the top 10 list of health and wellness coaches disrupting the medical industry. So today we are speaking about something that I have to tell you I'm very, very passionate about because it is something that I suffered for years, um, and that was not getting enough sleep or having disruptive sleep. So today we're unlocking the secret to better sleep, tips for a restful night, and energized days. Now, before I launch into it, I just wanted to read out a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor or medical professional. The information discussed is not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. If you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult with your physician first. So, I'd like to welcome anybody watching this on LinkedIn. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see your comments, but thank you for joining me. I want to thank anybody on Facebook that's joining me live, and I'd like to thank anybody on YouTube joining me live. I can see your comments, and I will be answering questions at the end of this. For anybody on LinkedIn, please feel free to message me and I can answer any questions and pass on any information. So please feel free to say hello in the comments or to share your experience with sleep or any tips. And I will be looking at that and bringing some of them up on the screen. And again, towards the end, you can ask me whatever questions you like. So today we're discussing sleep, and again, this is one very close to my heart because I suffered many years of sleepless nights, and I'm actually finding now, with all the craziness that's going out there, there are so many people suffering from lack of sleep, and they're saying, Maria, what do you recommend I do? And this is what today is all about. What are some of the things that we could be doing? And it's so important that we're getting sleep because in my top news items for this week, guess what? Two articles came up on this issue of studies that are saying there is a major issues out there that people are not sleeping and how it's affecting their body. So I will launch into those in a couple of minutes. So important to be getting sleep. Why? Because what a lot of people don't realize, it's during our sleep or when we're sleeping consistently, not when it's been interrupted, that our body goes into repair mode. So it starts to detox anything that shouldn't be there. It starts to repair whatever cells it can. It can't repair all of them because as we age, we lose most of our cells. People don't know that. And how do you know that? That's when people start to get disease and illness. That's when they start to get, lots of breakdowns in their body, whether it's putting on weight. And most importantly of all, you see it on people's faces. Anybody that has wrinkles on their face, on their hands, clearly their cells have broken down and their body is not producing new cells. And not only that, as we get older, the melatonin production starts to reduce. So, therefore, that can disrupt sleep. So, there's all sorts of things that can cause, sleep disruptions. It could be existing health issues. And if we're not getting enough sleep, guess what? Poor memory, can't focus, no energy during the day to do our work, decreased metabolism, and this is when people really start to put on weight because their body is not properly detoxing, and there are things that we can do to speed that up. And basically, the cycles in the body and the endocrine function starts to not function properly. So there's all sorts of things that can happen. And the first two news items basically go into what are the effects if we're not getting enough sleep. So, if you can think of something else or you want to share something, please feel free to put it in the comments. Again, people on my Rumble channel, you will see this after the live. Please feel free to also post your comments in there, and I will respond to them there. So, as you can see, there's so much stuff that if we're not getting enough sleep, it does affect our body. So let's start into the whole sort of subject with the two news items that I have today, because what I'm noticing in the media and the press is there is so many articles on sleep at the moment and people not having enough energy. Let me tell you, having more energy during the day is directly linked to the sleep. So you cannot separate the two, because if you're not sleeping well, you've really got no energy at all. So anything that I'm discussing today, any tips, biohacks, whatever I'm discussing, also you will find a significant increase in your energy. So the first article that I wanted to discuss that hit the media is a recent study from Northwestern University. Um, Highlights the observation made by the Roman scholar Quintilian, who stated the interval of a single night will greatly increase the strength of the memory. So basically what they found, and I'm going to go into a few points in this article, is that the way that you breathe during the day coordinates with the brain waves for strengthening memory during sleep. So already, as I alluded to before, it affects your brain. It affects the way that you breathe. It basically affects so much. And a lot of people I'm finding, and I do have a video on the way that you breathe matters, are not breathing properly. And this also affects their sleep. So please have a look at that video. We're just going to slightly touch on it on this article that's come up, because it's flagging that as an issue, and it is something that I do have a video on that you can find on my Rumble channel or YouTube channel that I have previously discussed. So this is what this study by Northwestern University, focusing on sleep and its effects, said. So the study outlines that breathing isn't just a passive activity during sleep. So if you're not breathing properly during the day, you're not breathing properly while you're sleeping. Okay? It actively coordinates brain waves, influencing how your memories are processed and stored. So automatically we can see that if we're not breathing properly, again, have a look at my video, and if we're not sleeping properly, that directly affects our brain. And I have to tell you, when I'm helping people that have dementia and Alzheimer's, and it can be reversed, by the way, what I'm noticing, two things straight away: they're not sleeping properly and they're not breathing properly. And so they're the two things that we also have to look into. And this is what it says: sleep apnea significantly disrupts memory formation, with affective individuals being 50% more likely to report cognitive problems compared to those without symptoms, according to the study. So here we go. If we're not going to sleep properly, it does affect our brain health. So here's the study, recent study that outlines that. So again, our breathing, and most importantly of all, our sleep patterns do affect our brain health. So if you're noticing, I have brain fog, I have no energy, you may want to have a look at your sleep patterns, and you may want to have a look at, how you're breathing. So what does this article recommend? There are so many different breathing methods, and, please have a look at the video that I alluded to before, but it does also recommend, and, please, do your own research and look into this, the Buteyko method. So I'll spell it Buteyko method. So it recommends that method. There are a lot of videos on YouTube as to how to breathe. Now, the way that I breathe, and which is the right way to breathe on this planet, of course, there are many other breathing patterns, is to breathe in from the nose and breathe out from the nose. Anybody that's teaching you breathe in from the nose and breathe out from the mouth is not teaching you the correct way to breathe for the health and wellness of our body. And a lot of people will be in shock with that. So this is why I urge you to look at my video on how to breathe properly, and also this method that the article just outlined on breathing. Okay, so number two, the other article that came out, and again ties into sleep, and you just cannot make this stuff up, is sleep deprivation, a hidden threat to public health. So this is now emerging as a major issue to public health and overall healing of the body and overall health and wellness. So it's really interesting. It also outlines in this article, and it's in particular Dr. Matthew Walker that speaks in this article. And he also said that influenza risk increases 54% during acute sleep deprivation. So there's all sorts of other things now that they're finding, that if you're not getting enough sleep, you're more inclined to get more viruses, you're more inclined to get more colds, the flu, and also it weakens your immune system. And this is the subject matter for next week. How do we look after our immune system? How do we boost our immune system? Because the immune system is also tied back to sleep. And a lot of people that have very weak immune systems are not getting enough sleep and are not following a lot of the tips that I'm about to go through. And another thing that Dr. Matthew Walker says, and I'm quoting, he's one of the world's actually top sleep experts, and this is why I'm quoting him, emphasizes, so this is what he says, sleep as a key health foundation affecting memory, emotional regulation, immune function, and reducing risks of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So do you see it is all linked? And also, when I notice a lot of people's cells not functioning properly, it's always one of the causes is linked to sleep and a whole host of other factors that I'm going to cover today. So as you can see, and he says 1/3 of the global population is not getting the recommended number of hours of sleep. So I don't know if anybody watching this live is in shock or surprised, but I just did not realize that it was 1/3 of the global population is not sleeping well. And so this has prompted me to put this video together to assist people. So let's go into it. So let's unlock some secrets to better sleep and some tips really to get a restful night's sleep so that we are energized the next day and that we don't have those degenerative diseases happening. We don't weaken our immune system, and we let the body work in perfect order. So what are the things we can do? So as I'm going through them, you may want to post some of your suggestions, and then at the end, when I finish mine, I'm going to bring them all up, and we're going to add them to the list. So how do we sleep like a baby? So here are my tips. And this list is compiled through years of being a health and wellness coach and seeing clients and basically analyzing, their environment, their circumstances, their health. And this is how this list has come up, how I've come up with this list, because this is what has helped them. And so when we've made minor little adjustments, they're getting better sleep and all is honky-dory. So the first one that I have found in the past was those that actually suffered from sleeplessness or insomnia. Oh my goodness me. There are so many people suffering insomnia. It is unbelievable. It breaks my heart. So the first one is, please make sure that you do have a consistent sleep schedule. Now, if you're going to go to sleep one day at, I mean, I'm making this up, by the way, one day 6 o'clock, the next day 9 o'clock, the next day midnight, another day 1 o'clock, and there isn't some sort of consistency. Now, it doesn't have to be 7 days a week. If it can be at least 6 days a week, we all understand you got to go out and party and do whatever, and you might come back late. We do make allowance for that. So if you're not going to have a consistent sleep schedule, guess what? Your body clock is going to be out of whack. And then you may be going to sleep one day at 9 o'clock, just say that's your regular schedule. And the next day, if you go at sort of 12 o'clock, it's going to say, well, hang on a minute, it was 9 o'clock, now it's 12. Okay, obviously, on the Wednesday, if you try to go at 9 o'clock, it's just not going to go to sleep. Okay, so our bodies need some sort of consistency so that it can regulate the internal clock. So, very important to set aside no more than 8 hours. Okay, so we need to get at least up to 8 hours worth of sleep. Now, some people function really well on 7 hours. Others function on 7.5. Others on 8. I know for me, I've got to get a minimum of 7 hours a night of sleep to be able to be fully functional the next day. So everybody, is different. Everybody's different. So if you don't fall asleep within 20 minutes, I suggest leave your bedroom and go and do something relaxing. And we're just about to cover a few things of what you can do to relax. And one of them is, maybe play some really relaxing music, 432 hertz, 528 hertz, which is going to sort of calm you and get you into the sleeping mode. Okay, so and then go back and try to sleep again. Now, staying in the bed and you haven't slept for 20 minutes, tossing and turning is not going to help. So you may want to grab a chamomile tea, and I'll cover more options in a minute. So very important to keep a schedule. Now, when you keep a schedule and it doesn't matter if it's half an hour up or down each day, what happens, you don't have that I cannot sleep for 20 minutes and tossing and turning. So that's the number one recommendation that I wanted to empower everything with, a consistent sleep schedule wherever possible. Number two, it's very important to create a restful environment. Now, studies have also shown that if you sleep in a room that's too hot, it's actually going to delay your ability to sleep. So generally, it's recommended that the room is cool, so more towards a little bit cold than a little bit warm. Tends to be the general consensus from doctors, and I can certainly validate that for myself. So really, your bedroom should be a sanctuary. It should, um, you know, put your blinds down so that there's no sort of, fluorescent lights or whatever shining in. If there's a lot of noise outside, you may want to, close the door so that you're not listening to those sounds. Or if you want to have your windows open, put some earplugs in. So that's very good. And, Angela, thank you so much for sharing, because I'm going to add this in here. I have the use of a sleep mask due to lights in my neighborhood. Absolutely. Oh my God, that's an amazing suggestion. Yeah, and I used to find that in New York City. I couldn't leave my window open. There was just sirens going, lights going. So very important. I would, draw my blinds to do that. So very important to keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. You've got to set the environment of your room. So again, very important. Please do not. I know this is really hard. We want to check our Facebook and we want to check whatever last minute emails, but very important to not uh, be on the phone, because that light that the phone emits and the iPads and the computers is not very positive. It actually excites our brain and does not allow us to sleep. So very important to plug off, put your phone, put your iPad, computer in another room at least an hour before. Start setting the environment for sleep, in all the things that we just said, so that you can actually get to sleep. I usually find clients that are on the phone and then straight away try to go to sleep, don't have very much success for the most part. And I know that applies to me as well. So restful environment is number two. Number three, we've got quite a few things to cover here, is the mind body connection. So very important, the article covered deep breathing. So we outlined some methods there. So, before I go to sleep, I do listen to some beautiful music. So again, 432 hertz, 528 hertz. So whatever is making you feel calm. Okay, they're just a couple of suggestions. And I do deep breathing in and deep breathing out. Again, I don't breathe out from my mouth. I breathe out from my nose. And when I breathe in, I hold it for 3. Breathe out and hold for 3. And then I breathe in for 6, hold for 6. And then breathe out, hold for 6. Or pause for 6, I should say. And then I do breathe in, pause for 9, and then breathe out for 9. And if you still are not feeling that calm, repeat it another 2 times. So that works really well. Another thing that helps me is listening to meditation music, or doing, a 15-minute meditation, 5 minutes. It doesn't matter how long. Any amount of time of meditation is really, really good for us. A lot of my clients have reported that doing some yoga movements on the mat has helped them. So maybe do that. That may be good for you. So again, doing anything that's calming, any activity, and that could be, I'll tell you, this is one of my favorite ones, is taking a bath. So put some Epsom salts in your bath, put some essential oils, sit and soak in that. And I'll tell you what, a lot of my clients have said, Maria, I'm ready for sleep straight after that. Now, I don't have a bathtub, so what I do here in Hawaii is sometimes I will go before sleep. I know it's dark and it works, and I will dip in the ocean. Now, the ocean has so many amazing salts that help calm the body. So I do that. So if you're someone that lives close to the beach, and of course not now in winter, or heavens, you may want to do that in the summertime. So again, anything that relaxes you to promote better sleep. Number 4, I alerted to it before, but I do have it as an item, a separate item, is limit screen time. I cannot emphasize how much this disrupts people's sleep. So even though some people may be able to get to sleep straight away after they're checking their emails or their Facebook posts or commenting, I usually find that their sleep is disrupted while they're sleeping. It's interesting. And sometimes that comes out in really disruptive dreams. So you may not realize it straight away, but you'll realize it when you wake up the next morning, when you have a headache, when you don't have energy, and all sorts of things. Again, the blue light, as I mentioned before, that's emitted by these devices, including your computer, your laptop, your phone, your iPad, interferes with the natural sleep cycle. And if you're interested, do further research. There is so much information out there on this blue light and how it is negative in terms of our eye health, and also in terms of our sleep patterns and more. So number 5, very important to get a balanced diet and exercise. Now, when I'm talking about diet, I'm talking about the mind diet, the body as far as what we eat, and spirit diet. It's not just about what we eat. And if you want a comprehensive video on this, please have a look at my video that I've done. It's on YouTube and Rumble. that deals with how to have a balanced high vibration diet. High vibration, it could you could interpret it to say out towards alkaline, less acidic, or different terms meaning the same thing. So watch that video because I go into detail into the foods that will nurture you and help you sleep better and help your body recover, and so on. And again, balanced diet is very important. Wholesome, as many fruit and vegetables as possible. Uh, lessen the processed food, and lessen heavy meals. Very important not to have a heavy meal before you go to bed. Because what happens is the body goes into, I got to digest the food, I got to digest the food. So it's focusing most of the night on digesting the food and not focusing on repairing the cells, detoxing the body, and actually getting sleep. So the diet is very important. So eat light is what I say. So have the heavy meals at lunchtime and for brunch. Please do not have heavy meals before you go to bed, and please do not jump on the treadmill before. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I used to do this. That's why I'm laughing. And please do not jump on the treadmill before you're going to go to sleep, because as Maria found out, she got so much energy she did not want to sleep. I don't know anybody out there that does that. Put your hand up. It's okay. So again, we're looking for calming things to do, maybe a little bit of Tai Chi or yoga. Yes, it's interesting. Tatiana is telling us that I, for one, can't nap during the day as it reduces the quality of the sleep. You know what? Thank you so much for that, because that's actually coming up. And so thank you for saying that. Now, another thing when I'm talking about mind, balanced diet, and exercise, please don't forget to get some sunlight. I know you will read stuff in the media saying don't go in the sun. That's actually not correct. We do need to get sunlight for our vitamin D, and it also helps with the melatonin production, which is what we need to sleep. Now, when do you get sun exposure? I'll tell you when it's safe. Sun exposure is safe before 9:30 in the morning, 10 at the very most, and I like to expose my eyes. This is how I got rid of my eye issues, along with an amazing product that I use. So 2 sets of glasses I threw out. And then sun exposure, sunset. So as the sun begins to set, and of course it will vary winter and summer, this is why I'm not giving a time here, and sunset, you still get sun exposure. They are the safest time, so please get some sunlight. And even if it's just 15 minutes, that's amazing a day. And again, don't eat those heavy meals, eat light, so that you don't get that discomfort. And please, no alcohol, nicotine, caffeine before you sleep. I know people that drink coffee or have a lot of wine before they sleep. Okay, maybe do that once in a while, but try and limit your alcohol, if you must have it, to 1 glass of wine. And please don't have it just before you're going to sleep, because it's not going to allow you to sleep. So I find that that's another major disruptor to people's sleep. And this is where, thank you so much, this comment came in. Thank you, Tatiana. Very important, thank you. Number 6, limit day naps. Now, on occasion, I like to have a nap, but again, it's not an hour and 2 hours and 3 hours. I sort of limit it, and I say 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the most. So it's okay to have a nap. I'm saying, I'm not saying don't have it. It's just like limit it. Make it a power nap when you feel like there's a little bit of an energy dip or what have you. Number 7 that I wanted to alert to people, and it's really important, is we need to do things to manage our stress. Now, I have outlined many strategies in my past videos. I'm actually looking at doing a video just on managing stress, because I find this a big one. stress at the moment. I'm just hearing it from lots of people. I'm getting lots of people messaging me. I'm getting lots of people emailing me. And I do have an amazing natural product that I recommend that will be on YouTube and Rumble in the description. For anybody watching on LinkedIn or Facebook, message me and I'm happy to share. Or you can say, please share in the description. And it's the same one that actually helps with sleep and helps to give you more energy. So it does a lot of things, and reduces inflammation. So very important. If you do have something very, very stressful that's bothering you, and who doesn't these days, what I like to do is write it down and put it in a journal. And then I sign off and I say, God, I've surrendered it to you, and know that you are the God of all things. With you, everything is possible. And I know that you and my angels and my guides and whatever you want to include there, oh my God, it's all happening outside. It's very live, as you can see, are going to take care of this. And I surrender it to you. And most of the power in us actually resolving things is in the surrender. I'm not saying give up. I'm just saying surrendering it to a higher power and inviting in assistance. So that's what I do. So journal, write them down. It doesn't have to be a journal. Jot them on a piece of paper. So again, I'm going to do a comprehensive video on this on one of the future shows. Another thing, meditate, very important. Or, grab a cup of tea. There's lots of teas, and I forgot to mention them before. I did mention chamomile tea, but, there's lots of really good teas that we could be having, or valerian and teas like that, that will help us actually calm down the stress as well. So whatever it's going to be, oh, here it is. I've got it in front of me and I'm turning the page. So some of the teas that help: kava, chamomile, valerian root. And please don't forget to be taking some sort of a magnesium and calcium supplement. Now, I don't really need to take these supplements, but you may, because I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables, and I put a lot of powders in my smoothie that actually give me all the magnesium and calcium and potassium and all of that. And we know how great bananas are for magnesium and potassium. So I get all of that. But I notice that a lot of people that are not sleeping, it is because also of magnesium, calcium, and potassium deficiencies, especially magnesium. So please pay attention to that and make sure that you are getting enough. And I notice that their stress does reduce when they're getting the right amount of vitamins and minerals. And what is my eighth recommendation? So do all of that. The eighth recommendation, as I said, is this amazing product that I use. And again, if you want to know more, if you're on Facebook, just direct message me or put a comment, Maria, can you message me? And I will send the information. And then on YouTube and Rumble, please go to the description. There's directions there. And for anybody on LinkedIn that's here, I know you cannot comment. I'm so sorry. But you can actually private message me or message me, and I will give you that information. And it's called photobiomodulation, which is a holistic tool that will assist you in terms of not only sleeping, but detoxing your body, giving you more energy, pain reduction. Oh my goodness me, it does a whole host of things. But I have found this very helpful for people that are not getting enough sleep and don't have enough energy the next day, but also for people that have insomnia. This has been God sent, because a lot of people are doing everything else that I say, but they still have that issue. Not only that, during the night while you're sleeping, it's helping detox everything out of your body, old cells, whatever is not serving you. So it does a whole host of things. and it does help with the elevation of melatonin. So it's helping your body do what it's meant to do naturally, which is amazing. And again, there isn't any medications in this, and it is a patented product. So it's patented by the FDA. So if you're ready to transform your sleep and want to know more, again, check out the description of this video or message me. So again, are you ready to transform your nights to restful nights? Do you want to sleep like a little baby? Um, and again, sleep is not just to make you feel less tired. It's the time when the body repairs, when the body starts to detox, because it's finished doing all the digestion of the food, and really starts to do especially the repair in the brain. Because we don't want, like the two articles said earlier on, this is where Alzheimer's and dementia start to happen, because a lot of people are sleep deprived and they're not eating the right food. So everything above that I've said, in most cases, they're not doing. So really important to watch my other video that I suggested on eating a high vibration diet or low acidic diet. So again, you might not be able to control the factors that interfere with your sleep. However, you can adopt habits that encourage better sleep and help you manage your sleep. And this was the whole point of this video. So if anybody has anything else that perhaps I did not mention that they do, please feel free to put it in the comments. And for anybody watching this video, after the live, please continue to put your comments and share what you're doing, because sharing is caring, and we're here to help one another on our health and wellness journey. This is why I left tax law to do this. It's because I healed myself. I wasn't a cancer statistic like the rest of my family, and I feel it's my mission to share everything that I did, to basically, be healthy and not need to see a doctor. And of course, a lot of people comment, Marie, you look so young. Yesterday, I caught up, I went out, to have a meal. I was guided by God. I met these lovely three gentlemen, and they just could not believe that I'm almost 60. They said, "Oh my God, we thought you were in your late 20s." And I said, well, everything I teach and every, product I recommend is also age reversal. It repairs the cells. So if you want to add anything else, please feel free to put it in the comments. This discussion after the live will continue. And if you have any questions, please feel free. If you want to put them now in the chat, I'd be happy to answer them. And I'm always open to people messaging me or putting questions in the comments. And tomorrow on Facebook, I will be running a poll, and that poll will be like, what are some of the other subjects that you would like me to discuss? So for next week, we are going to be talking about the immune system and how important it is to boost the immune system. And we saw today from the studies of our two articles that if you're not sleeping well, your immune system is going to be low, and that's when you get the flu, that's when you get the colds, and that's when you get more pain in the body, and that's when you get all sorts of other illnesses happening. So everything is linked in. So very important. So if you found this video helpful, please share it with someone that you care. Share it with someone that's just not getting enough sleep and needs assistance. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube or Rumble watching this, to subscribe to my channel so that you can receive regular updates. I also do a lot of shorts on YouTube that, of course, people in LinkedIn and other platforms like Rumble would not be seeing. So another reason to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so on that note, I want to say thank you so much for anybody that was live watching on any of the three platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. I do appreciate your time. And again, I appreciate everybody's time that's watching this on Facebook after the live and of course, everybody that's going to watch it on Rumble as soon as I post it in the next hour or two. So next week, it's Boost Your Immune System. I'm actually going to move the show to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it will be an hour earlier, because some people are saying to me 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is a little bit late. So I'm listening. And so because I had quite a few people say that to me, it is going an hour earlier. So again, remember, as it's flashing on the screen, remember, self-care is the new healthcare. And if you want to know what this amazing product is, please message me. And for anybody on YouTube Rumble, check out the description. You deserve the best health and life. So thank you for watching. Mahalo. I love you. God bless you. And have a beautiful evening or afternoon if you're in Hawaii or that time zone, or morning if you're somewhere else in the world, wherever you're watching it. God bless you. And thank you so much. Bye-bye.